Can you hear me okay, George? Now, let's have it, Steve. What about this monster story of yours? Well, it's big and terrible. More frightening than I ever thought possible.
You realize your story's front page all over the country. We want to know what's being done about this monster.
Well, here's your headline.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wrestling POV. I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with Nini Goody.
Hello.
And the third wheel, Rick Serrano III.
Hey, people.
And, of course, our intern, Miguel Cole. Hello, Miguel.
Hello. What's going on, people?
All right, so we got some few things going on today. Before we go on to Raw, we're going to go into the wrestling news world with Rick Serrano. Let's get crazy. Let's get nuts. Take it away, Rick.
Okay. I just try to get crazy.
That's all right. I was trying to pay homage to Prince. That's all right.
oh yeah. We love you, Prince. All right, we got birthdays this week. Ezekiel Jackson, the last ECW champ, turns 38.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And he's currently doing independent wrestling in Germany.
Really? I thought he was retired.
No, he's still wrestling.
Oh, I thought he said he was done.
Well, you know what? Check out his Wikipedia page.
I'm gonna have to now.
We also have George the Animal Steel turns 79.
Wow. Now go ahead.
He's gonna have to turn those turnbuckle pads into applesauce at that age.
That's mean, Rick. That's mean.
I love it, George.
All right, go ahead.
And excuse me, it's Vicky Guerrero turns 48 years young.
Wow.
Now, is it a bad thing that I thought she was a lot older than that?
I thought, yeah.
I'm sorry, Vicky. You look good.
That's fine.
All right. Well, that's all we have for the birthdays. And unfortunately, with the news, we have a very, very sad moment. WWE superstar, the first women's wrestler to enter the Royal Rumble, the King of the Ring, and the only woman to hold the Intercontinental Championship, Chyna, has passed away at the age of 46.
Wow.
No cause of death has been reported, but has been speculated of a drug overdose.
Oh, prescription drugs.
Yes.
That's what yeah.
And this one, it stung a bit, man, because this is my era.
Mm-hmm.
And no offense to anybody like Balls Mahoney or Blackjack Mulligan, but for me, Chyna was in my era, and it's just really sad. And I would just like to share my favorite Chyna moment was when she debuted and she jumped the guardrail and she just grabbed Marlena and shook her like a rag doll. And I was like, this is a bad Mama Jamma.
That was my favorite Chyna moment too.
Yeah, well, of course, mine. I posted it up on the Wrestling POV podcast Facebook page. Is just getting to meet her, and shooting the crap with her, and she was such a sweetheart. And to see her around in the back, how she was with other people and their kids and stuff like that, she was just a sweetheart. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, she did go through some problems and stuff like that, but it's unfortunate. It was I didn't know about it until Mimi texted me that morning, and it was sad. It's unfortunate.
5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And like you were saying, I didn't want to have any negativity around this, but I feel that this needs to be said.
Mm-hmm.
The WWE basically blacklisted Chyna. She needed help, and they did nothing.
Yep.
She was abused by her then boyfriend X-Pac, got hooked on drugs, and was depressed. And they acted like she didn't exist. Yes, she did adult films, but so did Candice Michelle prior to her WWE career, and she was brought in.
True.
When I look at the Hall of Fame, HBK, Razor Ramon, Jake the Snake are just few of the names that were at one point abusing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last couple of years, you see X-Pac at the Hall of Fame jumping up and down with his boys.
That's true.
And he abused her, man. So she deserved to be treated this way. Absolutely not. She didn't deserve to be blacklisted. And now, after she's gone, she will be in the Hall of Fame. They will come out with DVDs. And she will never, ever have that moment that she deserved. She was loved by her fans, and the few family she had, she didn't have a lot of family. So her fans and her friends, that was her family. And Chyna, you will be greatly missed. The ninth wonder of the world. Our thoughts and prayers are out to your friends, your family, and your fans. Yep,
absolutely. And hopefully she will be in the Hall of Fame next year. You know? I really do. So, is that all you got for today?
I also have some other things. We have the suspension. Adam Rose and Connor of the Ascension have been suspended for 60 days after violating the WWE wellness policy for the second time. Now, Adam Rose is fighting the suspension, or not fighting the suspension, but he's saying that him and his doctor apparently got together and they said that the drug that was for the test was not a banned substance.
Right.
So he said he just wants to clear his name. He'll take the suspension, but he's saying that he's not guilty.
Right. Yeah. And the thing of it is, he's got a good case on it too, because he said he's waiting on his doctors to, or the doctor that prescribed him that he's waiting for him to come out so he can make it publicly known too that what he took wasn't really against the drug policy.
Yeah.
So.
And then I also felt bad for Victor because now the Ascension is down to 1. And I thought to myself, I said, you know what? Put him in the Social Outcast. And at a house show in Ireland, he was with the Social Outcast.
Yeah.
So what? I think that's a great fit for somebody from the Ascension to be with the Social Outcast.
But that's a weird
combination.
That is a weird combination.
They're outcasts. That's the beauty of it, I think.
Yeah.
And the last bit of news we have a new NXT champion. At an NXT live event in Lowell, Massachusetts, Samoa Joe beats Finn Balor.
Yeah.
OMG. I'm excited. I think this is awesome. I thought it was an awesome twist.
It is. Now, do you think it's going on because of what happened, being that the Bullet Club is now back?
Oh, absolutely.
Now, there's another video out, too, that that's on YouTube, and you got to look it up, where Finn Balor was going to the bus, okay, and somebody's filming him with his camera, and he comes out of the bus, and he looks at the crowd, and he's telling them to be quiet, and then he goes, "I'll see y'all on Monday," and went on the bus. The crowd went crazy.
Ooh.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
Does that make you go,
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, he's teased a lot of crap before.
He has been.
And it never happened, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to Monday Raw now. So, all right, you all set?
Yep, that's it.
All right, now, right on to rumors. Now, Diego and Fernando, we all know them as what? Los Matadores.
Oh, the Matadores, yeah.
Well, have you noticed that they've been doing a lot of vignettes on Raw?
Yes.
Now, on and SmackDown, obviously. So, It's unknown when they will make their appearance, but the Diego's brothers, Fernando cousin, is who? Carlito. Now, rumors are going around that the WWE is interested in bringing back Carlito and as a top Latino star for the company. But didn't he leave in bad terms?
I thought he did.
For alcohol?
Something like that,
yeah. Like he abused the alcohol policy or something like that. So, but apparently Carlito turned down the offer because it was too low. Friends of his said that if the money was right, that he would return.
I mean, I would love... Carlito, man, take the money. I want to see you. You need some Puerto Ricans in there.
But it would be, though. I mean, if Carlito came back and then to join his cousin and his brother, that'd be a nice little stable there,
Oh, absolutely.
So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens, and who knows? Maybe it is in the works, and that's why they're starting with Diego and Fernando. So.
And apparently, they're looking like they're going to be heels. So
it looks like it, yeah. It does look like it. So, all right, now, next year's WrestleMania, the WWE is indeed planning a match between Shaq and the Big Show. But the WWE will not announce it. This is what cracked me up, is that the WWE is not going to announce it until it's closer to Mania, due to either Shaq or Big Show could get hurt by then. I mean, come on, man. You don't got faith in them that they're going to get hurt by,
No,
next
they're
year?
big and clumsy.
Oh, man. Ouch. What do those big guys do to you?
Did you see that big guy? Oh my God! Did you see that big guy?
No, I didn't, Miguel. Not that one. Not that one. All right, so now on to the women's division. All right, Sasha Banks is still seen as the woman who would take forward the women's division, and she is expected to win the title at SummerSlam, though it is not clear on from who, let's just say. But she is scheduled to win it at SummerSlam. So rumors are that Charlotte is going to hold on to the title until SummerSlam. So if that's the case, obviously we know for Payback's pay-per-view, she's going to beat Natty.
Well, let me ask you this, because I'm all for rumors and everything, but don't you feel like these leaks or whatever coming out saying she's going to hold it till SummerSlam kind of spoils the show?
Yeah, that's why, so that's why I'm saying, so they're doing all this with Natalya for what? Just to hype it up and bring back Bret Hart? I mean...
Well,
Yes! That's Bret Hart! Bret Hart!
Yeah, but which would be a good pop.
Calm down! You know how I get with Bret Hart. Like, you get with Ryback and yell, oh, yes, I know.
All right, so now the big rumor. Seth Rollins is rumored to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, making him a two-time winner. Yeah, that's what it says. Or upon his return, he may have his own world title, claiming that no one's beaten him for it. So now they're going to have the two title things again. But either one of those rumors has not been confirmed. So
I like it.
I like it though. I think it's better if he came in with his own title, and then they can do the whole unified thing again.
Yes.
So, but against two though, what world champion by then? So, but I like the rumor.
That was a good one.
It was. I like it. That's why I saved it for last. So, all right, on the injuries. Go ahead, Mimi.
Speaking of Seth Rollins, he revealed on social media that he has been cleared to return to training both in and out of the ring. They would not say exactly when he returned. John Cena is still expected to return in July, and we all know that he can return sooner.
But he was at WrestleMania.
I know. That's why I said he can return sooner. Don't be hating on John Cena. Nakamura. Nakamura suffered a cut on the back of his head, which required 6 staples, and he's not missing any time.
Good.
Okay.
I like him.
Calf injury report I just got in. With Bray Wyatt, he's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks, and he is not going to be at Payback, which sucks. I know, it sucks big time.
You are a Wyatt family fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
love the Wyatts.
He's got
he has the Sheep's mask on. Sweet deal. All right, so is that all you got?
Yes, sir.
All righty. We're going to go to a commercial early. When we come back, though, we're going to do a phone interview with our Indy pick. But if anybody wants to submit your questions or comments for the show, you can look us up on Facebook at Wrestling POV, or check us out on Twitter at Wrestling POV Podcast. We're also on Instagram at Wrestling POV1, and we're also on iTunes and YouTube, so you can listen to the show. So we'll be right back with our Indie Pick of the Week. We'll be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to CalvaryService.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Cavalry Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
And we're back. So we have this month, we have our Indie Call-Up of the Week. Actually, of the month, I'm sorry. This month's pick is Kacee Carlisle from San Francisco, California. She debuted back on July 30th, 2005. Prior to that, though, she was a manager in 1998. She has been wrestling all over the United States, and her most notable title was the NWA Women's World Title. I'm sorry. Rick, to me, I've seen her progress for many years now, and I really like her stuff. She's very old school a little bit. She does a lot of that, which is nothing's wrong with that. And her style reminds me of Mickie James.
Okay, I see that.
I mean it does. And she's very rough, rugged. She don't take no crap for one. And the thing of it is, I've always seen her as a heel. I've critiqued her before. I don't remember when, but about her promos. But she's gotten 10 times better with that. So, I mean, what do you think, Rick?
Well, my first Kacee Carlisle match I watched was Kacee Carlisle versus Tess Valentine with special guest ref Dave Hebner. And as Kacee entered the match, I paused within like 10 seconds and was like, this is Sherry Martel, Scary Sherry.
Yeah.
I mean, she made the crowd hate her before she even got in the ring.
That's true,
yeah. And when she got in the ring, it was all business.
Yep.
I mean, she even mocked the 5 count with Dave Hebner. She was like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Broke it off at 4.5. It was like, I have till 5. And I was just like, she is such a great heel, and she has a great understanding of the psychology,
her psychology,
in and outside of the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, my thing is, like I said, for Kacee, I would like to see her start in like an NXT level, and then, because I'm sure, every time the WWE signs somebody, they always got to have them start on NXT unless they were like a veteran, and they bring them up to the main roster. But she would kick ass in NXT. You know what I'm saying? As a heel, though. As a heel.
Yes.
So, all right. So, actually, right now, we have Kacee on the phone. So, hello, Kacee. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. I'm doing well. Thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, we nominated you for Indy Call-Up of the, for the month, because we haven't done it in a while. So, you're hogging up the whole month. So, all right. So now, I just got a question for you.
For life, baby.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
So I got a question for you, though. Tell me, what inspired you, just wake up and say to yourself, this is what I want to do? I mean, how did that all happen?
Funny story. The way that came about was flashback all the way to 1988, and everyone's going to pull out their pen and paper and do math. Go ahead, it's cool. Rewind back to 1988 when I was a little 8. I was an 8-year-old girl. Mm-hmm. The way I got into it was my sister was a wrestling fan, and she was watching it, and I moseyed into the living room and, like, what you doing? She said, watching wrestling. Come watch with me. Okay. I'd never seen wrestling before. I didn't know what it was. I sat down. I cannot even... The instant does not do it justice, how quickly I fell in love. I don't know what it was about it. I sat down and I'm like, whoa. Like, this is awesome. This is cool. Like, that guy is really bad. Why is he... Dude, I was obsessed from the get-go. And I remember it so clearly. The match that was on was a Hacksaw Jim Duggan match.
Really?
And, yep, it was Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It was WWF Superstars. And it was a Jim Duggan match. And, you know the gimmick that they used to do at the end of Superstars and stuff when they would preview the stars that you were going to see the following week?
Yeah.
Well, Hacksaw was going to be on the show the following week. And the commentator who, it was Superstars, I think it was McMahon, said, with his 2x4, I'm an 8-year-old girl. I didn't know what a 2x4 was. I thought it was one of the big monster trucks. And I was really confused until my sister explained that was the board he was holding. I was like, oh, shit, okay. So anyway, I was obsessed. My sister was over professional wrestling 2 weeks later. She was done. Didn't care. Over it. Too cool for school. Wow. Yes, she was just over it. Needless to say, obviously, I haven't gotten over it. I'm still head over heels in love with it. So it's a love affair that started very innocently, very, out of the blue, and I was hooked from that day forward. Wrestling was my obsession in life.
Nice. So, what? I mean, what made you do to make it become a reality?
Well, I told everybody from the get-go that I was going to be in wrestling. And I said that because I honestly, even as a kid, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. I want to be on the TV in that aspect, in that arena, in that world. Mm-hmm. At that time, as I said, it was, the late 80s, Miss Elizabeth, obviously, was huge and doing her thing with Macho Man. Mm-hmm. And so part of me was like, maybe I want to be the next Miss Elizabeth. And I would walk through my backyard with my hands up to the side, pretending like there were fans on either side of me. And, and I would practice my entrance in that respect. I'd walk through the trees, pretending that the limbs were the fans. But then I wasn't sure because you guys popped me when you were doing my little introduction there. Uh-huh. At that time also, it was the very, very end of the women's division at that time in the WWF, and Sherry Martel was their champion, Sensational Sherry. And I happened to, they didn't air a lot of the women's matches, even though they had an active title, but I happened to see enough of her matches to be like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know if I want to be Miss Elizabeth or if I want to be Sensational Sherry. I can't decide. And even though Sherry was this huge, obviously she was the heel, the mega bitch. Yeah. I didn't care. I was like, I didn't care. I was into what she was doing. Right. And that inspired me. So I was going back and forth a lot between this, but I knew it was something I wanted to do. I told everybody I was going to do it. They'd pat me on the head and say, "Oh, it's cute for you, be a little kid with a dream."
Wow.
The way I actually got into it, though, I attended an Indy show in June of 1997 in a nearby town to where I live, and ended up talking to one of the wrestlers who was there but not working that night because he was hurt. His name is Shorty Smalls. Mm. And during the course of our conversation, I expressed to Shorty, he thought it was odd that a 17-year-old girl was at a pro wrestling show alone. No brother there, no dad. There was no male with me. It was just me.
Oh, wow.
And I said, no, I love wrestling. I've grown up on wrestling, and it's actually what I want to do with my life. To make a long story short, Shorty and I stayed in touch, and I attended the promotion's next show. They were advertising their next show, which was about an hour further away. Right. I went to that show. I went to their next show after that. So I just started following this promotion, UCW. And Shorty was at the shows. He finally informed me that UCW had a school about 2 hours down 95. Mm-hmm. And he offered, he was like, look, I'm one of the trainers, or I help train people there, and if this is really something you're interested in doing, there might be an opportunity there. So, I'm making a long story really short, but the bulk of it, the meat and potatoes of the story, is that Shorty started training me, and he actually ended up becoming my trainer. And that's how I kind of eased my way into the business.
Nice, awesome. Nice. Way to go.
Awesome. Kacee, let me ask you, who is your dream opponent, whether living or dead? Who is like the one opponent you would love to have a match with?
There's a couple, and unfortunately, three of them are dead. I always wanted to have the chance to wrestle Sherry. I always wanted that chance, not only because I loved her work and I loved her character and how she worked, regardless of in what role, right. But that, she was one of the women that I actually laid eyes on as that 8-year-old girl. Wow. And who inspired me to want to be in that ring. And so I always wanted the opportunity to have a match with her. And sadly, it never happened. I never even got to meet her.
Oh, wow.
And, so...
That would have been a good match. That would have been a good match, too, I think.
Yeah,
Thank you. I would like to think so.
All right, so now I got a question for you. Now, I know a bulk of your career so far, you have been a heel. But what do you prefer, a heel or a baby face? Have you even been a baby face?
That's why I'm laughing. Yes, I'm a baby face approximately one time per year.
Really? Oh, man.
I am not even exaggerating. That's why I started laughing when you said the bulk of your career, because when you say the bulk, you mean like
The whole thing.
everything but like a kibble here and there.
Exactly. So, I mean, do you even consider, maybe you want to try being a baby face?
No. I mean, yes. Here's the thing. The answer, I far prefer being heel. Far prefer being heel. However, that being said, I'm not booked as the heel all the time because I ask to be. I will work, if I'm booked to work baby, I'm working baby. Like what I always tell promoters, because there have been promoters who have asked me if I have a preference. And I give them, and this is exactly what I say to them, 100% straight shoot. I say to them, I, in my opinion, feel that I am far better as a heel than I am a baby face. However, you are my boss for the night.
Right.
So whatever I'm doing, like whatever you need me to do for you that night, like you're booking me, you tell me, boss, I don't know, am I baby or am I heel?
Right.
And I leave it up to them. But, like I said, basically, I'm baby when I work in Georgia. I work
Really?
in Deep Southern Championship Wrestling in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I'm a baby face down in Blue Ridge, Georgia, down at Deep Southern Championship Wrestling. I've been baby faces in other places, and I don't mind doing it because I am very much of the belief that if you're in this business, you should be well-rounded. You should be able to be booked as a heel and be able to do it well.
Yeah.
Or, good enough, be booked as a baby and be able to be fine.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to working baby more often because I feel as though I'm not that good of a baby face. And I know that's because I don't work baby that often. I'm so mentally a heel, and my style is so heelish. But do I turn down bookings if there is a baby? No. They just don't ever come my way.
Yeah.
Well, Kacee, you're the perfect heel. Stay that way.
You said it, not me. No, I'm kidding. I'm so just kidding. Honestly, though, I'm comfortable being a heel because the truth of the matter is, again, I'm of the belief that you are at your best and most believable when you are an extension of your true personality. Not when you're out there trying to straight up play a role and be when you're an extension. And guys, I'm a smart ass. I'm sarcastic. I'm and that's just me. And I fit the role of the heel perfectly for a reason.
Right, I see it.
Well, Kacee, let me ask you this. What do you think of the direction of women's wrestling now?
Oh, that's a good question.
You're speaking about in general overall, not just on the indies, not just on TV, right?
Yeah, overall. Where do you, the direction it has taken now?
I think that women's wrestling is still going in a good direction, and it has been for several years. I think that we've been experiencing a lot of really good female workers who are, trained and who work hard and care about what they're doing. And I think that is still the case, but as the tone of my voice probably tells you, the word "but" is coming up. But I also can see on the horizon, I think, in my personal opinion, I believe it to be far too easy for girls to be put in the ring as wrestlers. Far too easy. And, I don't see a lot of people, and maybe it's just what I see. It might just be something to do with what I'm exposed to. I don't know. I can't say that this is a broad statement everywhere because obviously I'm not exposed to everything everywhere, but from what I see, it's just there's a lot of situations where girls have just been put in the ring just a little too early, whether it's because the promoter, in quotation marks, needed somebody, or because of who they're dating, or because of whatever other extraneous reason there is.
So prematurely.
Before they're really ready to be in there.
I've seen that before, and
I see it a lot, and I'm seeing it a lot, and it really makes me ill.
Yeah, I've seen one female I saw. She got hurt really bad and ended up going to the hospital because of that. But that's a different story. But now I got a question for you. I noticed that you was a rosebud.
I was a rosebud twice.
Twice, yes. So now, have you been back ever since? Did they call you back, or was it just because they were in the area?
I haven't. They called me up for those too, and I was in communication with them a little bit after that. But no, I have not been in communication with them since that.
Oh, bummer.
Or since that general time.
Right.
Well, Kacee, when you're not wrestling, and I know you're wrestling a lot, you're doing a lot of traveling, what do you enjoy to do on your downtime?
That is hard because my life is so encompassed with wrestling. But if I do have some downtime, to be honest with you, I'm kind of boring. I really am. You laugh at my very pitiful existence.
Because I find it hard to believe.
Well, I mean, in my eyes, I am, I guess. But, I use my spare time, I'll spend it with family. I'm a huge family person, so I'll spend it with, my parents, my nieces, whatever.
There you go.
I am very much into photography and actually very much enjoy being behind the camera. And so I'll take my camera out and just go on a little mini photography expedition and just see what cool stuff I can find.
Nice.
I'm a homebody too. I don't really go out and party or anything much. I sit at home and I watch documentaries and I watch Food Network and do you see why I say I'm boring? Now you suddenly believe me.
Well, Kacee, if that's boring, then I'm boring, Tony's boring, and everybody in this country's boring. Because we all do that, and that's awesome. I think it's awesome.
All right, so now the final question. What is in the future for Kacee Carlisle?
That's a really good question. If you have that answer, I would love to know.
Now,
Question.
you've been wrestling for so long now. I mean, are you trying to pursue, WWE or TNA or even New Japan for that matter?
I'm always trying to pursue all of those opportunities. The truth of the matter is I have been in the business of professional wrestling since 1998. I have been in the ring, active in the ring as a wrestler since 2005. And the being completely honest, I have not had time off. I haven't, save for little things here or there. I've been going nonstop and working all the time for all of those years. So as far as the future goes, I'm not sure because part of it's going to depend on how my body holds up.
Right.
Part of it's going to depend on the state of the business, and kind of the path that follows because I'm not into dealing with, crap and everything else. I love training people. I really do. Yeah. I love training people, and so I'm hoping to have the opportunity to do that one day, whether it's running seminars, whether it's being a trainer at a school, whether it's having my own school. I love to book. I see myself involved in the business in some aspect for many years to come. I really do. I hope it's in the ring. That's where my heart is.
Right.
But time will tell. But I'm chasing every opportunity that I still have coming my way because I'm thankful for them, and I know that they don't have to come my way. So that's why I try to seize them when I have the opportunity to.
Yeah, there you go. That's all you can do, So, all right, now all right. So, where can fans reach you?
I'm very accessible actually to fans, and I've been told that I'm one of the few that will truly interact with them in the sense of writing them back and so forth. So that makes me feel good. Even though I'm a heel, I love my fans because those folks are loyal and they support me to no end.
There you go.
So I am on Facebook. I have a profile page, which is facebook.com/Kacee Carlisle. Mm-hmm. I have a like page, which is facebook.com/Kacee Carlisle fan page. I'm on Twitter at Kacee Carlisle. I'm on Instagram at Kacee Carlisle. I'm on YouTube, youtube.com/user/Kacee Carlisle. And of course, my website, which is www.KaceeCarlisle.com. And the website has upcoming appearance info, photos, videos from past matches, merchandise. Did I mention it has merchandise?
Stress it one more time. Merchandise.
It has signed 8x10s, DVDs, T-shirts. Did I mention it has merchandise?
I'm getting a T-shirt.
We will sport one here at WPOV.
KaceeCarlisle.com.
There you go. Well, Kacee, I tell you, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show. You have to come back again.
Well, okay, I'll come back again. It's been a pleasure being on the show with you guys.
All right, thanks for joining us. We're going to take a...
Thank Thank you, guys. Thank you for letting me take up the entire month. I appreciate that.
There you go. All right, we're going to go to a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Cavalry Contracting is locally owned family business that takes pride in working on a higher standard, specializing in kitchen and bathroom remodeling. Check us out before you plan your next home or office project. For more information about our services, log on to calvaryservice.com. You can also like us on Facebook at Calvary Contracting. Give us a call at 518-669-6583. That's 518-669-6583. How can we serve you?
All right, and welcome back. We're going to go right into Raw notes. In the beginning of Raw, Ambrose comes out and he does the Ambrose Asylum. Now, in my opinion, I'm not liking it. You know, he's trying too hard to be funny. You know, and I've said that before about him too. You know, he's trying way too hard to be funny. I'm not digging it. Not digging it at all.
And you know, they talk about Roman Reigns on the mic. Ambrose is not good on the mic either.
I agree. This is
and somebody's writing his jokes, and they are not funny at all.
They need Rick Serrano the third over there.
Oh, yeah.
You writing his jokes for him?
Oh, no.
I said they need.
They probably got Dolph Ziggler writing his jokes.
Ooh.
I love you, Dolph.
After what happened, you're turning on him, huh?
I know.
All right, so then, you know, he does his little shtick, and I didn't find it funny at all. But then Shane comes out, and I'm guessing he was a guest for the Ambrose Asylum. And but come to find out, he's in charge of Raw again. I mean, why?
Well, didn't you watch Mania? He beat The Undertaker.
No, he did not.
So that's the only reason why he would run Raw, right?
But apparently he said he's doing it for the fans because the fans voted him back in again. I'm like, I don't remember doing that vote. I don't remember voting for him. I ain't seen no poll or nothing like that. What the hell's going on with this place? You know, it's like, But either way, though, honestly, I'd rather see him there than the Authority. That's all I got to say. Yeah. So then Kevin Owens comes out. He's all upset. He wants to know why he was kicked off of Raw last week. He's going, you know, acting like a little baby. And then Sami Zayn comes out. And again, it looks like he's losing his pop. He didn't get a good pop when he came out, you know. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's like, I don't want to say the Roman Reigns treatment. That's a little too harsh, but it was like he was when he first came out, he had a good pop, and then like towards the middle, like at WrestleMania, I think he started to lose it, and then he got it back again, and then he's like losing it again.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
It's just weird.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
His matches suck.
You think so? You know what?
His NXT match with Nakamura was amazing.
Yeah.
But all his matches on Raw have been so boring. It's about a 15-minute match, and you got 8 minutes of them grabbing each other, tussling around, and going to commercial, and come back. All right, we got a Blue Thunder Bomb. We got a Swanton over the ropes. That's okay. Do that. Don't tussle for 8 minutes, and you're like, all right, this is boring.
Yeah. No, I mean, the thing is, though, is that I think it looks like it's like they're holding him back from actually, you know, him being what he needs to be. You know, like you said, when he fought Nakamura at that pay-per-view, that was off the hook. Yeah. You know, he looked loose, you know. I mean, who knows? Maybe it's him, you know.
I was going to say that. Maybe it's these crowds.
He's the pressure's on him.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, I don't know. But he's not my favorite, you know, but when he throws a good match, he throws a good match. And I haven't seen it on Raw yet.
Yep.
So, I don't know. Maybe, well, he's going to fight Kevin Owens at the pay-per-view, so we'll see. Yeah. That's all I got. We'll see.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, so am I. It's about time, too. So then Jericho comes out. A little scuffle happens between all of them. And back from the break, it's ended up being Sami Zayn versus Jericho. To me, it looked like the crowd wasn't even really into it.
You know.
Because I wasn't.
I'm so tired of seeing Jericho. Yeah. I'm so tired of seeing Jericho.
Well, he's not part-time anymore.
But he's
still wearing his little cousin's trunks.
Yeah. So. You know, it was just, I don't know. I was bored.
I was too.
I was bored.
Like I said, it sucks. And it's very slow. Y2J hasn't hit a line salt in like 2 years.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
He He's always getting hit.
Because his trunks are too tight. They are. Come on, he's still wearing his cousin's trunks. Get rid of him.
Trunks.
Get rid of him. He's out. But he ended up winning the match, though, with a code breaker.
Yeah, after the thumb to the eye, which I like. I mean,
right.
if you're going to be a heel on the mic, be a heel in the ring.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Jericho is he is magic on the mic when it comes to being a heel. He can really get the crowd going to make them hate him. He's the master at that, and I'll never take that away. But, you know, you're right. I mean, it's like, why are we seeing Jericho all of a sudden, like, be a badass now? It's like...
You know, my thing is, give these new talents that are coming up the chance to shine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking it away from Jericho, but you're just... They keep putting these old-timers in, and let them step back a little bit. Let them younger generation.
But basically, what they're there for is to teach the guys coming up.
Right, but still, they're not giving them their playtime either, because it's a competition between the old timers and the new guys. Who's going to be on TV and who's not going to be on TV? Yeah,
but I don't see Jericho as that type. You know, I see him really, behind the scenes as helping the younger talent.
Well, I don't see it. So,
but
there.
As far, well, jeepers. Alrighty then. A little hostile, are we?
Sorry, folks.
That's all right. All right, so now we have Enzo and Big Kaz versus the Dudleys. And the winner of that will advance to the finals. What are you shaking your head, Rick?
That match sucked.
What?
Tony.
I liked it. And I don't know, maybe it's because of Enzo and Big Kaz, but I liked it.
All right, what happened? The Dudleys beat down Enzo. Then Big Kaz comes in, hits him with some elbows, and then they did the rocket launcher for the win. That match sucked.
But that's how it's supposed to be. That you pound on the little guy, and then you get the hot tag to the big guy. Not Ryback.
No.
Not Ryback. Tell Miguel to go back.
Yeah, no, man. He's getting ready to jump over here, man. But, yeah, I would have expected something better, man. I mean, Dudley's and these guys, come on. That should have been something more than that, and it wasn't. It felt really flat for me.
Yeah.
But you know why? I got one word for it, and I'm going to spell it out. It was SAWFT.
I don't think so. It was good.
It's an American citizen.
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you. But I thought it was a good match. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a fan of Enzo and Big Kaz, and I'm glad to see them, advancing to each his own. And who knows? We'll see in the main event at Payback. Not the main event, but in the finals at Payback. So then they showed AJ with Gallows and Anderson together, talking about their little time in Japan. Yep. Everybody marked out because oh my God, it's a Bullet Club reunion. Even though they're not going to be called Bullet Club, I still think they're going to be called Bulletproof. I think that's what I think they're going to lean towards that, unless Finn Balor comes on Monday and changes all that around.
Yeah.
Yes.
It could happen.
I hope so.
It could happen. So now Roman Reigns comes out. This poor guy. He can't catch a break. Not that he was boring. He was booed to no end.
He was.
I didn't hear one cheer.
But I was cheering.
Well, yeah, he didn't hear you.
Yes, he can hear me. He can hear me through the TV.
No,
I know
he did not. Try again there, sister. But no, it was bad.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him, and I don't know. To me, it looked like he was, he was getting more cockier, I guess.
Yeah, you know what it is? When people like him get confident, it doesn't get better for them.
No.
When he gets confident, he got that smirk again. He used a line for the fourth time in 3 weeks.
God.
And you're like, all right, man, we get it.
Yeah.
Just call yourself the guy.
The guy, that's it. You don't have to go with not the bad guy, not the good guy. Just call yourself the guy.
Yep.
Hey, I'm the guy. That's it. Hey, you know who I am? I'm the guy.
I'm the guy.
I'm the guy.
You know what was interesting? As soon as the crowd started chanting boring, AJ's music hit.
Yeah, AJ's music
Oh my God,
hits.
I felt bad for him when they was chanting boring because I was doing it from here too.
But as soon as AJ came out, though, he had a huge pop.
Yeah.
A lot of they all love AJ over there, so he got a huge pop from that. They went back and forth talking, and nothing. I mean, they were just basically
talking smack to each other.
And AJ started to leave, and who jumps Roman from behind? Gallows and Anderson. What?
Bullets!
Jesus. No. So basically, you think about it. Last week they jumped the Usos. This week they jumped Roman Reigns. It's obvious a setup for a 6-man tag probably before the pay-per-view. It's only obvious, the Bullet Club and Doc Gallows and Anderson and AJ against the Usos and Roman Reigns. It's going to be on a Raw. That's what's going to end up happening. But the sad thing is that everybody popped when they jumped him, man.
Yeah.
That was so sad, man. I was like, what? And then all of a sudden the camera's off to AJ, and AJ just happened to turn around, and he's shaking his head as to say, hey, I had nothing to do with that. I think there's...
But don't you think that it might be a setup for them to break up the Bullet Club?
It could, but...
Because that's not AJ's style. He doesn't want to be known for that, and...
Yeah, but it could also be a setup to where he's going to turn heel.
That's true, too.
Or, with everything that went down with Finn Balor, you got to throw that into the equation now, too. So, because there was two ways that scenario, without Finn Balor, there was two ways that scenario could happen. Either AJ was going to turn heel, or they were going to jump AJ. Right. And Finn Balor was going to be like, I'm the leader of the Bullet Club.
Right.
So
you keep forgetting they can also join Roman Reigns. I'm still leaving that out there.
You still think that's what's going to happen?
I think so, man. It's a real possibility, especially with this whole Finn Balor thing. Maybe that's just to throw us for a loop. You never know with this company. It
could. And like I said, Finn Balor's known for that. So, we're going to have to wait and see see what happens on Raw, too, because apparently he's supposed to be there on Raw. Now, after the commercial, AJ went up to Roman and said he didn't know that those guys were going to do that. Roman was all ticked off, and he said, well, I find it kind of funny that they jumped my cousins, then you jump me, start telling the truth or sell a better story. That was probably a good promo from him because it looked like it was coming from him, it came natural. It did, man. I'm sorry. When he's in the ring, you can tell he's trying to remember a script. So, but I don't know. Like I said, we're going to have to wait and see what happens. The only scenario I can think of is what I had said. Yeah. So who knows? We'll wait and see. Now, after that, it was Baron Corbin versus Fandango. I really like how they're making Baron Corbin, man. They're making him like a straight-up badass.
Oh, yeah.
And Mimi made a comment about Baron Corbin, about that he should cut his hair because he's hanging on to the front.
I know. He's going to turn into a skullet.
He's going to turn into a skullet. And I'm like...
Hang on to my brother.
I mean, if you're going bald, just shave it off.
Why cling on to it?
Rock it. You know what I mean?
Well, he's rocking it.
Well, no, it's just, I don't know. I'm looking at it through girls' eyes, I guess, not through a wrestler's eyes. But he is, phenomenal. I shouldn't say phenomenal.
That's
right?
AJ.
No, sorry.
Get it right, sister.
He's good. He is good in the ring. He does have skills, and I give him that.
Yeah, but they're making him like a straight-up badass, so... he beats Fandango, hits him with the End of Days, and then prior to that, he threw Fandango into Dolph Ziggler because Ziggler was there commentating, and Ziggler came out after the match and was trying to beat up on Baron Corbin. Then Baron Corbin ended up hitting him with the End of Days. So
whooped him with a can of.
That was my night.
Now, Tony, you said Baron Corbin fought who?
Fandango.
Oh, you mean
Fandango.
Go.
Anyway.
That was a good segment, though. I think Baron Corbin is really making himself as a top heel It's really building up, and I think this match with Dolph Ziggler is going to be everything. I think it's everything I expect it to be. I expect there to be a top-notch match and a great feud between the two.
Yeah, it is. And they didn't announce that they were going to fight on Payback, did they?
Not yet. Well, there are some, on SmackDown, actually, Baron Corbin was supposed to fight Dolph Ziggler, but he jumped him before the match, and he beat him down, so they didn't get to fight, so that's probably going to happen at Payback.
This past SmackDown?
Just past SmackDown, yep, yesterday.
Okay. Oh, nice. All right. Well, they got to announce it sometime soon. Payback's in, 2 weeks?
Yep.
So, we'll see. Now, after that, the Miz with his segment with his wife, that was just way too long. Way too long.
It was.
It was. Oh, my God. It makes me want to hate the Miz more. And
How can you hate him more?
But it wasn't even on the Miz. That was on Cesaro.
I blame the Miz.
No!
Yes.
That's his character.
Well, I'm getting tired of that. Then he has to take a take after take because he messed it up.
That's what's awesome.
Oh, no.
It's a Hollywood guy, man.
Yeah,
he
he
don't
is.
take crap from nobody.
You're right. We still hate him, though. We still hate him.
And that means he's doing his job right.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Still hate him.
And Maurice is speaking French. I mean, the tether, I love it.
Yeah, but anyway, so what ended up happening, ended up being an 8-man tag with New Day and Cesaro versus the whole League of Nations and the Miz. It was actually a good match. It really was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a good match. I liked towards the end how they were hitting move after move with different people, and Big E ended up getting the pin on the Miz. I really did. It was a good match. Now, what do you think of New Day now, though?
First of all, I disagreed a lot today, man, because I didn't like this match either. I was really bored by it. I didn't know it was the same stuff as me. I think you and me disagreeing a lot today because I think you and me disagreeing a lot today because this match was really boring to me.
Really?
And I was not impressed by it. I don't know. Maybe I was just tired this week. I've been working hard.
You didn't eat your Booty-O cereal, did you?
This match was not. I don't know.
I still refuse to eat Booty-O, so don't you dare come up to me and say, "Honey, would you like some Booty-O's?" I am not eating the cereal that looks like an anus. Sorry.
Some honey nut Booty-O's sounds pretty good.
Ew, that sounds worse. That sounds worse. Ew.
Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I'm starting to like New Day again. It's starting to come back. I mean, I prefer them as heels, but slowly I'm starting to be like, all right, New Day rocks.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see them as heels. I don't like them as baby faces. I really don't.
No.
And what's funny is that even when they're heels, I hate them anyway. I really do.
I'm surprised that you're actually giving them a compliment because you hate them so much.
How am I giving them a compliment? I hate
said
them.
it was a good match.
It was a good match. I still hate them.
Usually you're like criticizing every little thing that they do.
Exactly. And I still don't like them. It was a good match, but I still don't like them. I don't like the gimmick. I don't like it at all. Get rid of it.
No,
yes,
the gimmick is good.
No.
It's
don't
good.
like it.
It's good.
Don't like it. But I did like the match. So. I know it's all bipolar today.
I know.
What's going on? So, all right, now
his Booty-O's.
I refuse. All right. If I see a cup of chocolate milk, that's even nastier.
Oh, all right. Next.
All right, so now on to the women's. It's Natalya, Sasha Banks, Becky, and Paige versus Charlotte, Tamina, Naomi, and Summer. No Eva Marie, what happened? No, I'm kidding.
I take Summer Rae over Eva Marie any day.
Uh-oh. I like the idea of...
I wrote that down. Like, I'm shocked because we've been seeing a lot more of Summer Rae and no Lana, no Alicia Fox, no Emma. What's that all about?
I don't know. But the thing of it is, with this match, I thought it was just too many at once.
Yeah, that's it.
And it does sound chauvinistic because they just did an 8-man tag, and maybe that's why. It's because they did it back to back. They had the 8-man tag, and then they went with this. To me, I just thought it was too much, and it's nothing against the women at all. It's just that it was just too much.
We're taking over, and you can't handle it.
How is it taking over?
Because we women rock.
Lordy Lord.
I would have. I mean, I would have preferred 2 women's matches as opposed to 4-on-4.
Exactly. That I agree with. But to have all of them at once, that was just too much for me. I'm sorry. I mean, it looked like they were trying to make Natty look more, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Because she is fighting Charlotte for the belt.
Yeah, I mean, of all the finishes, you should have had her make anyone else tap out.
Yeah,
but
Charlotte. Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, that's who won because she made Charlotte tap out. But it's like I said, it was just my opinion. It was just too many. There was just too much of them, and I just wasn't digging that. Not after watching another one too. So you know what I'm saying. So that's just me. That's my opinion. But I like the women though. All right, so now we got the Vaudevillains versus the Usos for the other tag team spot for the number 1 contenders. The Vaudevillains end up winning,
and I hate it.
Why?
Because they suck.
Who suck?
The Rob Villains, whatever.
Rob Villains,
whatever the hell those guys are. They're
Rob Van Dam's clones.
Exactly. They stupid. They suck. You know
why though? Tell me why. You got to give me a reason, not because just they suck.
Because they can't wrestle the way my Usos can.
But how you figured that? They were standing toe to toe with them.
That's because they made them stand toe to toe.
Lord,
First of all, come on, man. The Usos. I'm so sick of the Usos.
No.
I mean, first of all, there's no mention about the Bullet Club with the injuring the Usos. And I'm just
I think they did.
They did because they were saying that Jay was not 100%.
I think they should have made an appearance or something. The Bullet Club, like they should have been there at the ramp or something.
Right, or even show them on the screen watching the match backstage.
Yeah,
no, that I agree with you. Yeah, you're right.
And I didn't like this match too much. I do love the Vaudevillains though. I like their whole thing that they do. I think they're a great team, and I think it's going to be a great match with Enzo and Cass.
I don't like their gimmick.
So.
I don't like.
Why? Because they look like they're plain Jane.
No, I just don't like the gimmick.
Really?
With the freaking something about the gimmick. I can't get my finger on it, but it's something about that gimmick that I don't like.
Because they're manly men.
They're more like old chauvinistic men.
No.
No. Something about it I just don't like.
Really? That's
it's kind of creepy, though.
Yes, it's boring. It's boring. Their gimmick is boring.
Creepy, huh? Wow. All right. Well, I'm not a big fan of them. I do understand what you're saying. I'm not a big fan, but I like how they wrestle, though. And they were standing toe-to-toe with the Usos, so there. Now, the main... All right, so the main event, it was Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. I thought it was a good match. You didn't like it. What's going on with this show today?
I don't know. I want to like it. I do. I mean, we had some good spots. The frog smash off the apron now, that was awesome.
Yes, it was.
But I don't like Ambrose. It's getting worse and worse every week.
Yeah, and you know what? It could have a lot to do with the fact that he does the same moves all the time.
Yes.
You know, that thing with the ropes where he goes in between it. He does that all the time. It's like, people should know by now that he doesn't do it. But then again, now we're being we're criticizing him just as much as everybody's criticizing Roman Reigns. You know what I'm saying? But there is a difference, though. I'm sorry. Dean Ambrose makes it noticeable. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns doesn't. I'm sorry.
No. I mean, they're the same. They're one and the same. They're both bad on the mic. They're both bad on the mic. They only do the same moves over and over again. But I honestly think Roman Reigns has better potential than Ambrose. And that I'm probably going to get slaughtered by the internet people with that one.
Yeah, you are.
But this character, this crazy lunatic guy, I'm over. I want Seth Rollins back because these Shield guys are killing me.
Wow. Do you think there will be not off the subject, but do you think there's going to be a
Shield 2?
Yeah, a Shield reunion? Because there was talks about that.
Mind it. I wouldn't mind.
And let me tell you something. You know what I would like to see? The Shield versus the Bullet Club.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Oh.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, they are better as a united team than they are singles.
I think I got it. Oh man, I think I got it.
All right.
The Bullet Club takes out the Usos for good. Like, they just destroy them.
Damn.
Roman Reigns needs to find a partner. He goes to his brother, Dean Ambrose, but we're still one man short. Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins.
I think that's something.
That would be, yeah. And I tell you this much, I'd pop hard for that one.
Yeah.
I really would. But anyway, so the match continues on, and Dean Ambrose ends up winning, and he gets jumped by Jericho.
You didn't like that?
No, I didn't.
See, I prefer that ending. I'd rather have Y2J standing than Dean Ambrose licking his lips or licking his chin.
Licking his lips.
Licking his lips. Yeah, I want. No, you know what? You're right, and I still didn't like it though. I really didn't. It's like, let me ask you guys this question: who do you think is the top heel right now?
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens?
Yes.
Really? So why are they making it look like that Jericho is the top heel? I don't get that. I don't get it at all.
I honestly, I think there's going to be a passing of the torch.
Between Jericho and Kevin Owens?
Yeah, and I think at one point you're going to see Chris Jericho pass it on to KO, and KO's going to take over. They're starting to communicate with each other during matches, outside in the backstage and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to start seeing passing of the torch soon.
That would be nice. Cause
it would be, yeah, and get rid of Jericho and then leave Kevin Owens as the top heel. So, I don't know. I wasn't impressed with Raw this week. I really wasn't. Sorry. It was one of the, I don't want to say it was one of the worst Raws, but after looking at the last two and we got spoiled by it, this one wasn't my favorite. Mm-hmm. It really wasn't. So, all right, we got anything else for Raw?
No.
Anything I missed? No? Nothing at all? Rick! It is time, my friend, for Rick Serrano III's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Take it away.
Welcome back to Rick Serrano's Wrestling Joke of the Week. Brought to you by Unwelcome Greetings, the greeting cards for the internet generation. Today's joke is, why couldn't Kane light the fireplace?
Why?
Because he loses all his matches.
Lord
have mercy. That's so messed up.
If you want to send in a joke, send it into our Facebook page at Wrestling POV Podcast, Twitter at Wrestling POV, or Instagram at Wrestling POV1 using the hashtag WPOV Jokes. Wrestling Joke of the Week is brought to you by Unwelcome Greetings, where you can get greeting cards with your favorite memes, including John Cena, Dan Daniel, and more. You can even become a rapper. Find out how at unwelcomegreetings.com.
Sweet deal.
And moving along, we're going into Underrated, Overrated.
Yay.
All right, I'm going to start it off this week, Tony.
Nice. Okay, no problem.
All right, my first guy is Sergeant Slaughter.
Wow, that's a good pick today. I'm gonna have to say underrated. His character was an odd character. No, I don't want to say odd. He was known to be a heel, and with that character, it was hard, especially because he was a military person, and to have him as a heel, it was like maybe no, he shouldn't be, But then when he turned babyface, it really worked. In my opinion, I think he's underrated. He was a heavyweight champ at one time, but I think they could have done more with it, and kept him more as a babyface than a heel. So I have to say underrated.
Mm-hmm. I think he was overrated.
Why?
Well, because he played off like that mean drill sergeant.
Calling them winning maggots.
Right, like to the max, and it just, I don't know, it's for me, being a military girl myself, you knew your drill sergeants, yes, they talk a lot of smack to you, but they weren't like jerk-offs like he was. So for me, they pushed that to the limit, and it was like, that was.
So you think he overdid it?
They overdid it, yeah.
So overrated?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, what do you got, Rick?
All right, you maggots. I would have to say he's underrated I loved his heel run as with the drill sergeant thing. When he was also a heel. Who was he with? Was he with the Sheik?
Yeah, Iron Sheik.
Yeah, I like that too. Then towards the end of his career, started getting gimmicky with the whole USA thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think his last WrestleMania was 8 when he did like a 8-man tag, Legion of Doom and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Virgil, Sergeant Slaughter, and somebody else. And I was just like, But I honestly think he was underrated. I think he could have been utilized way better. Sergeant Slaughter, underrated.
Oh, all right. Well, 2 underrated, 1 overrated. So, all right. Who else you
And
got?
my next pick is someone who's awesome.
Jesus.
Thomas.
Overrated. That's
Overrated.
it. Period. Don't like him. That's why.
Overrated.
Next.
Overrated. You wish I could see your face.
What? The Miz is underrated.
Oh my
And you know
God,
what? And
no.
you can
He
say
is
overrated because
over.
he's had every single title. Okay, he's had the championships a lot. But you know what? He beat John Cena at WrestleMania.
No.
And then he died. John Cena kills people, man. This guy has given everything to this business, and I feel like they're just using him because of his popularity among reality stars and that in the movies. But honestly, I think he's underrated. I think he's one of the best in the ring and best on the mic.
You know,
hands down.
he's overrated. He's just overrated. He on the mic, he does good mic work. I am not going to take that away. And he is a good in-ring performer. But I just think he just does things over the top. It does. It's like, I don't know, maybe it's because I don't like narcissistic people. He's very narcissistic.
Do you like Ric Flair?
No.
Okay, there you go.
No, I do like Ric Flair.
Oh,
He
exactly.
does. He does. I'm looking at him like,
Got
we
Ric
got Flair's autograph on my refrigerator, so yes.
So I'm still sticking with overrated. Just didn't like the guy. I don't like the guy. So what do you got? Who do you think?
What, the Miz?
Yeah, overrated.
Overrated. I said overrated, yeah.
Did you? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, that's because you were ranting again. And so you
That's
tuned me out.
nothing. All right? That's nothing compared to what I did about that other podcast. But that's at a later time.
But no, I think he's overrated.
Okay.
Totally overrated.
All right, so now on to me. My pick is Molly Holly. Underrated or overrated?
I think she's underrated.
Why?
Because they always had, she's a great wrestler. She has skills. And they always put these diva girls, you know, who like sexual body and all that other stuff, and put them on top and her in the bottom. Meanwhile, she was the only true wrestler.
And plus, she was willing to cut her hair off to be at WrestleMania. So.
Absolutely.
All right,
So
go ahead, Rick.
I like her.
She's very underrated with the whole haircut thing. She said, I don't want to fight hair on the line. She did a great job, and she was a workhorse, one of the best female wrestlers you've ever seen, and I don't think she's gotten the fame she deserved. Underrated.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's very underrated, and it's like I said. I mean, for any wrestler in themselves, whether female or male, to come out and say, "Listen, I'll cut my hair off if you want me to. Just get me on the WrestleMania." Yeah, you deserve. You know, you got my vote. All right, now my new one, Sin Cara, underrated or overrated?
Go first, Rick.
Go ahead, Rick.
I'm gonna say overrated.
Really?
I don't know. I don't like. I do like him, but I just don't. He's kind of big, man. I think he's put on a couple of pounds. I don't see the high flying.
The original Sin Cara or the new Sin Cara?
See, that's the thing. Which one are we talking about?
No, we'll go with the current one, the new one.
The current one is too big. He doesn't move as fast. I don't know. I just don't like his character. I don't like.
So
the
you
way
think he's overrated?
I think he's overrated. I think the Lucha Dragons are overrated as a team.
Whoa!
As a team.
What?
Oh.
You know what? And I have to agree. He beat my back. That's not it. Miguel, that's not the segment. No, but like you
Someone
said,
call
as
him
a
in a minute.
team, I'm not a fan of Sin Cara. Overrated.
Wow, okay, go ahead. What do you think? Overrated or underrated?
I think they're underrated.
Underrated?
Yeah. I mean, everything is about the big guys. Not the big guys, but the big guys.
Yeah.
You know? And the little guys are getting, like, shafted.
Yeah.
So I think
Kalisto's U.S. champion.
Yeah, but that was a fluke, I think.
How was that a fluke? It's not a fluke.
But you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
they're not. I don't know. That he's underrated.
All right, so that's all I got. Who do you got, Mimi?
All right, Val Venus.
Wow, Val Venus. I haven't heard that name in a while. I think he was overrated, and and the reason why I think that is because of the simple fact that they just went crazy with the whole porn thing, and the one segment he did with the Japanese guys.
Wife.
I'm getting they
chopped
chopped his ding ding off. I mean, that was a little bit too much.
Yeah.
That was a little bit too extreme. So my vote is overrated. Rick, what do you got?
I think I would say underrated. I think he was one of the better guys during that time. I think he was overrated on his mic work, but in the ring, I think he was underrated. I think he was one of the best in the ring during that time. I loved his finisher. I thought he moved well. I think he helped out a lot of the youngsters too in the back, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was underrated as a superstar, as a wrestler.
All right, good one.
I think I kind of agree with Rick as far as underrated as a superstar, but he was overrated as a porn star.
Jesus, man. My goodness.
That's because his promo was very overrated.
Right.
You know what I mean? They didn't focus on his wrestling skills.
Yeah.
They focused more on his promos.
Okay.
And that's so.
Right,
my second guy is Booker T.
Booker T. I have to say he was overrated too. That one, man, that's a hard one there.
Really?
Let me think about it. Rick, you go.
And you know what? That is a hard one. Harlem Heat days, loved them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
WWE days, Hall of Fame worthy. I'm gonna say overrated. WWE days, he was too much into the whole Spinner Rooney thing.
Yeah.
We didn't really get a lot out of Booker T in the ring, but Harlem Heat days, I would say underrated Harlem Heat days, overrated WWE days.
But you got to pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
Overrated.
All right, I have to agree with Rick. I think overrated, and based on, and I agree with you. Harlem Heat days definitely underrated, definitely. But as a singles competitor himself, he was definitely overrated. And like what Rick said, he concentrated way too much on that Spinaroonie instead of, and then especially when he won King of the Ring.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was just over the top. I'm like,
I agree with. I think we're all in agreement on this one with him being overrated.
All right.
And as you guys brought out the valid points that I was thinking, so that's why I'm not saying anything.
All right. So Rick, is Miguel over there?
Oh yes, I'm right here, Mr. Tony.
Okay, you got anything new for me?
Yes, next week I am going to be in Union Square Park shooting a new episode of my show, Call Street Corner.
Nice.
And you can win a prize. We'll ask you some questions. It's going to be exciting.
Nice. I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be available on YouTube, right?
Yes, it will be on our Wrestling POV podcast page. Also, you know what? We didn't talk about SmackDown, so we'll have a new segment of SmackDown Breakdown. Oh my goodness, I just said that, and it pops up. But you know what? SmackDown Breakdown will be on the Facebook page, Wrestling POV podcast.
Nice.
Mr. Tony.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of cold in here, no?
It is getting a little bit cold.
I am
just a little bit chilly, and that leads to one of our special announcements for next week's show. We're going to tease it all week, though. I think that'll be the best way to do it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it'll be a best way to do it. But the hint I'm going to give to people is the Iceman cometh.
Ooh.
And that's all I'm going to give. The rest of the week, what?
Mr. Tony, give me more, please.
No, that's it. That's all you're going to get.
What am I supposed to do with that?
You think about it all week. You got a week to think about it.
Iceman cometh. I'm going to think about that one, Mr. Tony.
Okay. And then actually, you know what, Miguel? You can even post a video if you think you know what that means. How about that? Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, now. All right, and now to heat things up, next week's show, another announcement. We have a very special guest joining us from the UK. She is a director and producer of the upcoming biopic drama, Adrian, the story of the exotic one, Adrian Street. Her name is Joanne Randalls, and she will be joining us next week. That is it for the show today. Very good. It was an awesome show today. All right, so we're going to wrap things up with I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with
Mimi Goody.
and along
The third wheel, Rick Serrano, the third.
and our intern. Where is he?
Adios.
Love, peace, and air grease. We'll see you next week.